Samson Ogwale. Welcome to this week's episode on our Work and Learn series. So, in the past month, we have looked at four topics, and I hope some of us have done our assignment. We looked at one, business development. We looked at the process and types when it comes to development, where we talked about the fact that, remember what we said in class 2, that the difference between a child and an adult is not in the systems that they have, but in time. And we agreed that if a child is going to become an adult, they must share essentially the same systems. Then we looked at the process of sales. Then we looked at 5 ways to generate a business idea. Then we also took time to look at the 12 forms of value you can create in agribusiness. Now, for this month, we are going to be focused more on marketing and on sales. So we'll be starting off first on the basis of marketing. Now, let me say this, that there is a distinct difference between marketing and sales. So marketing and sales are not the same thing, so that you do not think once I am doing marketing, I am doing sales, because most of the time when people are doing adverts and they are not getting sales, they feel, oh, my marketing is not working. No. So it's important that you understand that marketing is about creating awareness in the mind of your customer. So marketing is about creating awareness in the mind of your customer, while sales is about having an exchange. Now, it's also important that I say that irrespective of how good your product is, so you might have one of the best products in the market right now that you're like, oh, I have the best tomatoes, the best pepper, the best cashew, and all of that. Now, the reality is, if we do not know what you have, your value does not matter. So, value is not enough in business. That you are creating the best value is not enough to succeed in business. People must know what you have. So let's take an example. I always tell people this, that if you take your time to search right now as people that wear clothes, who goes to tailors, you will realize that there is somebody somewhere who can sew better than your current tailor, but you don't just know them. And they are even cheaper than your current tailor. So the reality is that tailor has better value, they are cheaper, but because you don't know them, they cannot take your money. So value is not enough. Yes, in the past class we took time to look at creating value. Now that you have created value, it's important that you are able to get people to know what you are doing. So in marketing in this month, we want to ensure that in what you do, that people get noticed, that people get to know this is what you do. Then once we have been able to establish proper marketing strategies and channels for your business, we will now move on to sales. How to convert those who have accepted, or those who have been receptive to your talk, those who are now aware of what you do, to the point that they are willing to put their money into what you do. Now, in this first class, we will look at some of the 4 first steps that we are going to use in starting our marketing. Number 1 is creating attention. Get noticed. Attention. Now, in trying to create attention, you want to create attention where people who love what you do, who are likely to love what you do are. So let me give you an example. If I am not so much of, let me look for a sport I can use. I am not so much of a golf person. Now, if people come around here and they are discussing golf and they are trying to get my attention to contribute to their golf discussion, I am not going to still be interested. So, in trying to get attention, you need to go to where you know the people that like that kind of thing are. So step number 1 is get attention, but to get attention, go to where those people are. Right now, we are in the season of, I think, BB Niger. I have not watched an episode. I am not going to watch an episode. So they might make all the noise they want to make. I am still not going to be interested to find out who are the housemates, who would win or who would lose, and all of that. Now, this is the point. In trying to get the attention of whoever you want to sell to, you want to go to where they reside. You want to go to where they go to. You want to put your message where they read. You want to put your information where they listen to. So, step number one is get attention. Now, in getting attention, you must also be able to say that thing in a way that it is unique. So, for example, if I come around guys who like football and I just start discussing like, oh, Ronaldo and Messi are good footballers. I'm looking for, I don't know who else again plays football that is not that big. And I go, Moses Simon, the Nigerian footballer, is not as good as Messi. He's not as good as Ronaldo. See, the reality is that will not generate anything. Though I am in the midst of people that like football, I am saying things that they are already aware of. I am saying things that they know is the norm. So that will not generate anything. But if I go there and I go, Messi is better than Ronaldo, now I have an issue in my hands. Or I go to where other sport guys and I look for people that I know, there's always an issue with this. So in getting attention, you want to go to number one, where people that are likely to like what you do are likely to value what you do are likely to patronize what you do are. So for example, you are just coming up on social media, you are trying to get attention on social media, follow people that follow pages of similar businesses like what you do. So you are into selling tomatoes, there are other businesses that sell tomatoes and they have followers. There are people always making inquiries about their tomatoes. Follow those people, follow their pages, follow their handles, because that simply means that when you throw out an advert out there, they are more likely to listen because they are already interested in tomatoes. So that's number one. So, and you must remember that. So let me also state this to make it clear, because people think, oh, getting attention, if I go on social media page, if I go on media tour and all of that, I will get attention. One of the biggest fallacy of the 21st century is if I get interviewed by a big station, my sales will jump up. That is not always true. You may have a lot of people asking questions, but they may not necessarily increase your sales, because it depends on the media platform that you go to. Is that a media platform that has access to your kind of customers? If not, you are just getting popularity, not sales. And business is not about popularity contest as much as it is about sales. Number two is receptivity. Receptivity. Are you able to tell your message in a way that those who are willing to listen can actually receive what you are saying easily? Now, for this to make sense, you need to look at number one, how is your messaging coming? What is your form of messaging? Take for instance, Professor Undubisi recently made a statement. There was a paper he wrote recently with Harvard Business School, and in the write-up he argued that he is realizing that the future of comedy and all of that is skit. That the guys that are doing 1 minute, 2 minute skits, they are blowing up faster than the guys that are doing 20, 30 minutes comedies. Reason that there is a shorter attention span. People just want to get the joke quick and move on to the next joke. Hence, there is a big blow up and growth in the TikTok industry. Now, this is the point. The people that you are trying to get to, do they have time to read your long email? So you may say, okay, I want to do email marketing. The question is, how many spam emails do you read? If you do not read so many spam emails, why would people read your own spams? So the form that you send the message matters a lot. Are you sending it as a handwritten letter, hand delivered, or DHL delivered, or on a newspaper, or on social media? So you need to know the people that you are going to get this message to, where are they, because you need to be able to send it in a form that they appreciate. Number two is the medium of messaging. So these two things matters a lot when it comes to receptivity, because like somebody would always say that by default people would always ignore what they don't really love or what they don't really care about. I'm very sure that there are some messages you have seen as emails that they just come in and you delete immediately. You don't even bother to open them. Why? You don't care about them. Then number three is remarkability. Remarkability. How remarkable is your advert? How remarkable is the content of your advert? Is it something that I would hear and I would always remember? I would be like, oh.
Attention, please.
I have a flashback. Just a minute.
The
Let's
final
pause.
body
No, don't
call
pause.
on
Don't pause your own
RLS
video.
flight W3
Don't get it going.
727 to Lagos.
Is that ours?
Requesting on all checked-in passengers on this service to please proceed for boarding. Ari Airlines flight W3 727 to Lagos is still boarding. A final boarding call, please. Thank you.
So I'm sorry about that. So, remarkability. So let's take for example, as a farm, when people come around to the farm and they see tomatoes growing without soil, what they are most concerned about is not the tomatoes but the without soil. Then I remember after that we then we started first with Paradma, then beef stick tomatoes, then we started cherry tomatoes. The first cherry tomatoes I remember we grew was the regular red. People come around and be like, red cherry tomatoes. For them, it was just like, oh, so cherry tomatoes can grow in Ogun State. Awesome, that's all. Then I remember when we had the black, the yellow cherry tomatoes. And people come around, they see black cherry tomatoes. They forget all about the rest. They forget about the technology. They are just concerned about this is black cherry tomatoes. Last 2 weeks, because of this class, I tried something online where I said I was going to give out free boxes
Attention,
of fruits.
please.
Sorry about that.
VM 1601 to Kano is still boarding. Max Airflight VM 1601 to Kano is still boarding. Our final boarding call, please. Thank you.
So sorry about that. So I remember.
Attention, please. Max Airflight VM 1643 to Lagos is ready for boarding. Passengers, please proceed for boarding. Max Airflight VM 1643 to Lagos is now boarding. Thank you.
We're good? Okay. So, remarkability, I was giving the example of my black cherry. And you see, with the black cherry, I did not have to oversell it. So, okay, I was trying to give another example of the boss we gave out recently of vegetables to a couple of people. And everybody kept asking, so people private chatted, are we going to get cherry? Are we going to get strawberry? Are we going to get strawberries and all of that? So, this is the point. In your messaging when it comes to marketing, how remarkable are your words? How remarkable is your content? Is this something that I would hear and remember? I'll give you an example. There is this comedian called Ike Mowo. Now, most people still call him Osofia. Why? It is remarkable. That does not mean he has not done many other movies after that. But every time people see him, people remember that role. I saw something earlier today, I think it was on Facebook, Kanayo O Kanayo. Those of us that follow Nigerian movie, the guy was putting on a red top, a red suit, head to toe, and he asked the question, where do you think I'm going? And over 1,000 plus comments all had the same answer. Rituals, this, interpretation. He had done this so much that it has become remarkable that whenever we see him, we just assume, somebody here don't go. So the point is, you must be remarkable in your marketing strategy. Then finally, probable user. Probable user talks about the fact that who are the people most likely to buy what you are doing? Who are the people most likely to buy what you are doing? Not everybody will buy what you do. This is the reality. There are 7 billion people in the world. Over 90% of that will never buy what you do. It's not that they are angry with you or anything. It's just the reality of life. So the question is, do you know who your probable user is? In our next class, we'll be looking at customer profiling. How do you properly profile your customers? Because I realized that for some of us in this group that I've had interactions with, our biggest issue has been we are not able to properly profile our customers, and because of that, we are not able to generate proper sales. So in our next class, we'll look at customer profiling. How do you profile your customer? How do you know where your market is? How to get your market, and so on and so forth. Until our next class, have a great week. But before then, I want all of us to write a little short advert that we want to post on our social media pages. Now, if you do not have Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram handle, please try and open one this week. open one this week. That's your assignment for the week. Then I want to see, for those of us that don't post regularly, try and create content. I will look at it. Let's post. Let's start selling. Let's start being intentional about your marketing tools. Have a great week.